Listen, this is a podcast and a stream for adults, not for children. If you are not an adult or legally need guidance, turn off now. Thank you.
We are missing something in the year 2020. To try and fix things, I think we should resurrect the tricorn hat. I think if we all went around wearing tricorn hats, the world would be a much better place.
Makes sense.
So let's start that. Let's see if we can get that trending. Tricorn hats for the win.
Thank you, Commodore, for getting us ready to make way.
Tricorns make everything better. Hello, you lot. So, Warren, up your game, mate. I've upped your fez.
You've added whole corners that our Fez doesn't have. Thus, again, proving that, triangles and squares are better than circles.
Yes.
Hashtag square base is better than round.
The biggest disadvantage of this thing is it's a tad too small, so I can't fit my headphones under it.
Did we have the Fez discussion?
Yes, we had. But my headphones keep falling off. And
my headphones are just balanced.
Yeah, and I can't put them on the tricorn for reasons. Oh, batteries are running low. Bugger.
Oh no! Does that? What does that mean? I don't know.
That I need to change my background batteries sooner or later. More later.
Oh, is it your tiny Star Wars cubes? They're
Yes.
not hooked up to the mains.
Exactly those. Oh, we're still having Discord. We can't have that.
Oh, I don't want that in the background. It's full of cunts.
So.
I checked earlier, it was brimming with cunts, and not one of them would go to Westphalia and back that thing, so I got more free stuff. I know, because I've been checking. At an F5 like a motherfucker.
So there was in the current discussion on things that we will not discuss on this show, because we will leave that
Running
to
old WoW raids while I listen to you.
Who?
Pre-expansion patches tomorrow. I remember expansion patches. What raids are you running?
Oh
I'm just
god,
curious now.
he's doing the computer thingy stuff. Choros doesn't do Kickstarters. Well, better that.
Dragon Soul and ICC. Why, do you need something from those? If you're going to say the mounts, bad news for you, I have them all. You're wasting your time. Transmogs, that's alright then. I forgive you.
So
it took me 7 years to get the Bulwark of Azeroth from fucking Black Temple. I've been running it since bastard Burning Crusade days. That fucker would never drop for me.
So before we start the show,
I have Invincible, that's fine.
The obvious elephant in the room won't be discussed, but as someone poked me and said, we need to hear this in your voice, I will voice my comment, literally,
You do that.
on the situation at hand. Me, the Grognut, is saying, change sucks. I want everything to stay as it is. The heuristic one says, yeah, we will see what will happen. And the romantic, positive one will say, this is great. Everything will be bigger, better, and more awesome. And we will have waffles.
There's 3 elephants in this room, Panzer. They're just up there. In a line from Aventine. Bum, bum, bum.
Are those the one he wants, I guess? Bless you.
I want Hercules. Danke. But I didn't realise Hercules was limited edition, and by the time I discovered it, it had already sold out. Although I think Brushstroke or some online painting fuck got one after it had sold out, which really annoys me. And considering he's not in Northern Ireland and can't firebomb Aventine miniatures, I think Aventine should be a bit more circumspect about who the fuck they send things to. Just saying.
I feel this is going to be one of those nights. One of those evenings. Let's start with another grumpy old man of the Citizens, Robert's Chaos Warband. He has stuffed in more green stuff.
Dun, 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 dun.
Last time we left off, he was nearly finished with his, what's it called, land speeder?
Yes, the Nurgle land speeder.
Yeah.
With all the tentacles, green stuffs fit to print.
So there,
Literally, the day, I want to say the day after we did the show, and when he should really paint that, because it had just been primed. The fucking next day, like 10 hours later.
Like he wanted to...
Oh, like he just wanted to make you look like a tit. Because I didn't say that,
So, this thing is madness. If I hadn't known where it started, I'd be hard-pressed to say what that thing is.
Yeah, I mean, it's like somebody's had a fairly serious night out on the lush, and they've just heaved all over that. It's just a quagmire of colours and shapes. There's kidney beans, there's some baked beans, a bit of sweet corn. I mean...
asparagus.
It's like some sort of kebab.
It's... I'm imagining this thing weighs a ton now, with all the green stuff on it. So I'm guessing that's why he's run for a clear rod instead of the usual flying peg. But like the Land Raider he did before, and whatever these three are.
They're from CP Models. We were on their website for Indie of the Week a couple of weeks ago. If you watched The Weekender, you would know, but clearly you don't care enough about us. I'm just going to say here, text my friends.
Of course I don't. Of course I don't. Never do.
Text. Not actually texting. I've accidentally opened up Duolingo there, which is always a bad sign because it just lets the chicken know I'm alive. Now the chicken will be fucking hunting me again. You're Swedish.
You're brave doing the Duolingo. I only heard of myths and legends.
All I can say is I didn't realise that strawberries and turtles were such a prevalent problem in Sweden.
Because of their writing?
Because of how Duolingo teaches you stuff. There's an awful lot of, you love the turtle strawberry. You can't eat my turtle strawberries. The strawberries you're eating belong to my turtles. You know, it's variations on a theme. You're going, really? I mean, I've been there a few times, and not once have I ran into any major problem with turtles. Fair enough, strawberries seem popular. I'll give them that for the old Jord Gruber.
Well, strawberries are a nice thing, but I never seen turtles around.
See, now you know, because they hoard them all apparently. The Wellpada.
In their
Wellpada.
In their backpack panzer.
SK should never be pronounced as Hwa. Just saying. Just throwing that one out there.
Okay, I'm never going to learn that language. And he's done some turds.
He has done turd-like maggots, yes. Maggot-like turds.
Or very, very tiny spice worms.
Or, if you're playing 2 mil, fucking enormous spice worms.
Yes.
Spice must flow. No?
That could be very true. And he's going for a lovely color scheme. No, he does more than... Is this the same worm, and just the camera perspective makes it so weird? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Looks so tiny in that one picture.
Maybe it's cold. Don't judge.
Cold wind blowing through the void of the ether.
Mm-hmm.
And another, or is it the same? Tank.
That is a Land Raider.
So it's a new one. A different model.
Difficult to tell from the back because oh no, hang on. Scroll back down. The other way. Down is the other way. Keep going. Another one. Don't make me go and find this myself. Oh, you've gone up again. It's a Rhino. Okay.
It definitely looks like a bit like, though maybe because the back section looks smaller on this shot.
The back section has a hatch. There is no hatch on a Land Raider. Yeah, That was the easiest way to tell.
The Norgino.
Once I got to see the bum again.
Knowing your minis by the Lloyd shot.
Oh no, spice might be flowing. Based on that trailer for Dune, as Bill Bailey would say, Dune. I think Denis Villeneuve's spice will be flowing all over people.
Well, we will see if that ever comes to light. And some, what they're called, raptors?
Yes. Diddly doodly. Jetpacks look different. Did they release a new Raptor set in plastic? Probably dead, I suppose. I suppose it's been fucking decades. Last time I seen Raptors, they had very Rocketeer-like cone-shaped, like little torpedoes on their backs.
Yeah, I remember those. Maybe they are just upside down.
You know what? That'd be a fucking genius thing to do. Just saying.
Because I'm fairly certain that these pointy things usually go the other side. But I might be wrong. And I remember the other Raptors you mentioned with the Gothic-like
they were very noticeably arched at the top. But no, because you've got the turbines there for those, so those are the right way up. Big exhaust at the top, so they can go quick like a bunny.
Not too shabby, Mr. Robot.
Could be heresy backpacks.
But there needs to be more green stuff on them. And much more...
Oh yeah, they're very plain.
Much more tartan. More tartan.
How dull are they without their tartan?
Many more tartans.
I discovered a Hellboy beer.
Does it burn?
It's called the Red Right Hand.
Sure, that's Hellboy, not a fisting beer.
Could be Hellboy, could be fisting, could be Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Oh, haven't heard them in a long time. By the way, what was that for a weird cover version of Pantero's Walk you dug out there?
Hell Songs. Hell Songs are amazing. If you haven't heard Hell Songs, you should just listen to their stuff. They just do cover versions of metal, but like that. They're very easily listening. So after you've been thrashing out for an entire day, you can just sit back and listen to Pantera or Paranoid by Black Sabbath or fucking Thunderstruck by AC/DC. So many classic songs, and you're listening to them for about 2 or 3 minutes, and you're going, hang on a minute, I recognize those lyrics. Holy shit. That's Appetite for Destruction. It's just so weird.
It definitely feels like it. So this following project, I fell into a project picture trap.
Okay.
I thought this was a new project with a ginormous new kit, but actually we have seen this before by Dead Dave.
Oh, that's terrible.
Because this was his small fighting Battlefield Gothic.
Oh yes, because I remember there was the discussion about those bases.
Yes.
Whether or not they were something he'd done himself. Until I pointed out they were just the old Epic ones.
Exactly.
My hair keeps getting in my way. Hang on. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas, don't worry.
So he's obviously a man with too much money on his hand because he got himself a Forge World Ordinatus.
Oh yeah. I'll go one step further. He got a sculptor to sculpt a miniature, and then he had it cast and sold it. So Dave had his own miniature at one stage, which was like a space Spartan stabbing somebody in the face with a big spear. It was good.
Yeah, and is it really necessary to use a sonic cleaner on those resin parts? Are they those sticky?
No, but it's certainly easier than doing what I do, just throw it in the sink with some fairy liquid and a toothbrush. If you just let it sonically clean itself away, you're fine. It's a lazy man's way of doing it. Probably. Although, don't mind me, talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, now, kids, he's getting something again out of... Thankfully, we only see white.
Does that help?
You lovely man of the internet.
Because with all this, you get to the point where you're just going, could I be arsed cleaning all of this with a toothbrush one at a time, or will I just fuck it in a sonic cleaner? To be brutally honest, at this stage, I'd just fuck it into the washing machine, spin it on low for 20 minutes. Sure, be fine.
Yes, Dutch.
By the way, yes.
Zealot minis.
I got my Hero Quest miniatures. I opened them the other day. It was amazing. I had to take 10 minutes to myself just to sit there naked with my... anyway, so yeah, I looked at the Zealot miniatures. They were great.
So you had the same reaction to your Hero Quest minis than I had with this lovely orc biker that has been revealed by Artel W today.
Yeah. You know, I have a really good not reputation. What's the thing?
Track record?
Well, like a friendship. Let's say friendship. I've really good friendship with Artel. They keep going anytime. You know, if do you want stuff, we've got stuff. We've got stuff. You know, we can send you stuff to review. And I'm going, look, mate, that's grand. I've still got your Hydrophilia stuff to unbox and review, and once I've got that done, we'll get it out, and then I'll say, you know, because I don't want to just be taking stuff all the time without actually doing anything with it. So I was talking to them recently about getting another box of Hydrophilia for the Streets on Fire set. So it's another bunch of cyberpunk looking fuckers. But now I might just get some orc stuff just out of badness and just, you know, unbox it and then go, yeah, it's nice, and fuck it in a corner. Never look at it ever.
I had a long look at it and found so many glorious details in that kit. It's just amazing.
Oh, their stuff's amazing. They have done recently. They did a power armored looking fuck with horns who looked like Ludo from Labyrinth. But I was more interested in the fact he was a big bulky bastard with these massive guns on his wrists. And at that point, I realized he just looked like an Horus Spyrer from Necromunda. And then recently, they released another model who looked like I can't remember. I'd have to stand up to get Necromunda down. There were like 4 different types of noble Necromunda, rich playboys who got kitted out in the best armor and then just murdered poor people, like the Tory party, but in the future. You know,
and fictional.
Oh no, Tory party are very real, and people should always, you know, never let your children go to bed thinking the Tory party don't exist, kids. But they released another one that looked like, I think it's the Chikara, who had a sword and a mirror shield, and then like a Jean Grey sort of 90s outfit on. And once I'd seen those two, it was like, fuck it, you just need to do Yelled and the spider one, whatever the fuck that, and you've got the Aura set. I don't think Necromunda currently has them as far as GW are concerned, because they can go up and down as opposed to just left and right. So
you mean three-dimensional movement?
They existed, yeah, they had three-dimensional movement. It's never going to catch on in new Necromunda, where you have to buy like 5 extra supplements to be able to go up and down. But the fact that they were doing them, but putting their own little spin on them, because the Ludo Horus was just fucking gorgeous. So I'm going, I want those, but actually what I really want is, I just want all the new fantasy figures you've done, and the Vikings. If you send me those to review, I can do that. So I have to send that email at some point. I keep thinking about it, but then I feel like I'm being very... I feel like I'm being very needy, going, send me this shit to review. I don't like imposing myself on them, but at the same time, they're not getting anything reviewed then. So I should really just pick one. Just go with it. Just go, yeah, send me that. There's Carlsberg, the king of beers.
Yes, I think Lana is getting dangerously close in murdering himself.
Oh,
when he approaches 100% painted.
Shame. I had to put you over here so I can read what's going on, because I don't need any windows open today for once.
No. So he has done a lot of minis since we last have been here. Let's see if we can...
Oh, he's mad bastard.
So this is more or less when we left.
Yes.
And he did some
Fanny Delver.
weird instruments. Thankfully...
It's one of this Slaanesh-y thing.
Thankfully, it's someone kneeling and holding his arm up. And on the small picture, I was thinking, there's someone doing the candle.
In his defense, they have strung wires from his back to make the harp. Yeah. So it's probably not the best.
But it's not rated M for mature
I keep
this
hearing
way.
noise. Is that? Oh, hang on. That's because of a friend called Wellpada in Sweden. Sorry.
What's it? The owl is tracing you?
Oh no, it's not the owl for once. Just a Swede. Ignore them. They go away eventually. I've heard. Sometimes it takes 200 years and they end up invading, Russia instead. But they'll do it.
So after getting these done, he went on to do Warcaster.
Oh, you've got Warcaster. I assume you backed the Kickstarter then, because I don't know if has it hit retail yet. It's very peculiar. She looks cool. Bring up that. No, ignore the Warcaster.
One of
Bring
the
up
3
lightsaber
remaining
one.
Kickstarters.
Don't care.
This is a lovely render.
That one.
It's a Kickstarter. Exclusive lightsaber Patreon variations.
That is nice. Is that one of those 3D printed things?
Looks like that.
That's a shame.
Ritual castings. Mortaria.
Don't worry, Lonner's in the chat. They can answer it for us. We don't even have to read.
Oh, not Kickstarter. It's a Patreon model by Ritual Casting. So there's that. And then it's probably a 3D printable file.
Size of a Barbie.
18 centimeters.
That's as big as a GW Giant. Does it cost £120?
The running gag of last week's XLBS. You can buy 1 GW Giant, or how many Mantic Giants was there? 3?
No, minimum of 4, potentially 5, depending on where you're getting them from. Either way, you're going to have money left over. Presumably to buy yourself a stamp and a Jiffy bag so you can send a shit to GW for the £120. They're fucking heaving out.
I
bike.
can remember times when I thought, well, £125 for a Titan, a miniature that literally fills a table, was much. Then they're getting one single puny giant.
Shocking. Cool. Are you going to do it? They're way over there and I can't be arsed leaning back. You can get fluorescent acrylic rods.
For the lightsabers.
For the lightsabers.
And at that size, you could also insert an LED into the hilt,
Oh,
make it glow.
Although, if you, I was going to say, if Blinky wants to do
ask
it,
Blinky to do it. Since if it's a 3D printed file, I'm guessing he could adjust the 3D printing file and make some.
Oh yeah, hollow out and then send. You could probably send you all the wiring in a bag and stuff. You wouldn't even have to think or anything. It'd be amazing. Just do that.
Oh look, he's done the lovely blood harp or whatever it's called. I'm calling it the blood harp.
Blood harp works, yeah. Because after you've drank harp, you piss blood.
Derp.
Did you know harp? Just one of Nürnberg's finest beers. Harp is not considered beer in Germany. It doesn't pass the standards Germans have for beer.
We don't have any standards.
You do. Let me just think, because it used to say it on the side of Beck's. Reinheitsgebot. The German purity law.
That's no standard, that's a rule, that's a law.
That's a law. So there you go. So the German purity law. It always used to crack me up that it used to say that. Brewed under the German purity law, because I always inserted the word racial in there.
Yeah, that's one of the words you shouldn't translate.
Should you not? Shame.
No, really not. And basically, all it says is beer has to be made up of water, hop, malt.
Yeah, you can't include rat droppings and stuff.
No artificial flavors or colorings.
I have a sneaking suspicion Denny sausages don't count as sausages in Germany either, because you have some sort of limitation on the amount of sawdust you can include.
I wouldn't go that far, since vegan sausages are a thing. Sausage is not trademarked in any way. It's not under protection.
Subway bread is not bread.
Yeah.
It counts as cake in Ireland.
Too much sugar.
Fucking far. 10% of that fucking bread is sugar. Fuck me. No wonder they needed a paedophile to encourage children to eat it. Come on, kids. It's lovely.
He is a talented bugger with his miniatures, is he?
There's that. Now, I don't know what they're from, but I've seen an awful lot of porn versions of her.
It's a miniature totally not inspired by a video game.
Sure. Yeah, whatever.
So there is a video game called Nier Automata, and there's a female robot that looks
If you say
slightly
so.
like her and is called 2B, and I
It's
think
not where I found her.
It's a bit out of yeah. I don't want to know on what sites from
Pornhub.
Justin's bookmark folder you have been. But why?
Pornhub. It was Pornhub. Don't worry.
But,
Tell
but,
you now.
but why was he
But-
doing
shh.
beer for scale? I don't understand.
If it's an 18-pack, we all know the size of an 18-pack of Charlieberg. So that's quite impressive. If it was the old days and you could get a 24-pack of Carlsberg, it would probably have been the same size as the box, but they stopped doing that a few years ago for reasons.
But why? That's the optimal size for
Yeah.
the calendar leading up to Christmas.
I have no idea. It's very peculiar. They just stopped doing it. It annoyed a lot of people.
Well, the next project I'm going to show really...
Cosplay, I don't bother with.
What?
Hentai tentacle porn thing. No.
The next project really struck a chord with me, especially on the picture of the project itself.
Really?
Yes.
They'll find themselves being invaded. I hope they've kept the detonators going on their bridges to cut themselves off. Oh, half MILF duck. Don't worry about us, we're just talking about football.
I was wondering what?
You tear on.
So, Half Mile Duck done retro, or is going to, should be the wording, because he hasn't done much, but set up himself a lot of work. So he's done a test green on a little green.
Oh, look at that. Classic second edition fucking Gretchen.
Gretchens galore and Goth orcs with arms not attached yet.
And a friend went off on one a few years ago and just spent his time trolling eBay for old Rogue Trader / second edition plastics and got himself a vast collection of them. Oh, hang on a minute. I see flash kits and everything in there.
Yes, there's a lot to be seen in this. This is
Oh, man.
some real old stuff.
Oh, man. Flashbacks to Warg the Orcs, and here we go.
Yeah, and I've actually most of the ones on the right I have never seen before. I never realized that those are plastic.
Plastics. That was the old plastic 30-man orc box for 8 of your finest pounds. It was great.
Prices you can dream of today.
Oh, fuck me. Huh? They were all like that squat box, the Imperial Army at that stage. It wasn't the Imperial Guard. Still had a fucking army and self-respect about them. That went.
Just look at this happy rubble of orcs.
That's how you used to fill a fucking orc battle wagon. How many orcs can you fit in it? You can fit as many orcs in it as you can fit in it. But if they fall off, they count as having fallen from a moving vehicle.
And then they're dead. Usually.
It was one of the reasons to have weird arm poses, so then you could hang them off them. I remember there used to be a mast. There used to be like a mast and a crow's nest on an orc battle wagon.
I'm guessing that inspired this Monkey Kids game where they hang the little plastic monkeys on the tree.
I think they seen somebody playing a 40k orc army in second edition and went, we could make a real game out of this without any of the orcs or shit.
Yeah, but this is a
That'd
project.
be interesting to see what Tony does. He comes in, he does some classic stuff. He's taken a bit of a hiatus recently and sort of only just appeared back on the site a few weeks ago. So, yeah,
Well,
I look forward to seeing what he does.
This project is only 4 days old, so I'm guessing we are going to see something more.
He'd been running silent, run deep, as the film said.
I only know that as lyrics from Iron Maiden. Running silent, running deep.
It's all about the submarines.
All about the U-boats.
Das Boot.
So, Fate of the Stellar Envoy is looking like it's nearing its completion. He has done an update, which looks really nice. I mean,
that's probably golden button material there. What do you think, Hazy Boy?
I'm still having nightmares thinking that this is an original toy from the 70s and 80s, but yeah. Don't mind me. Really, Either his
It's
table,
easier for me just to fucking lean forward without the glasses on to see it.
either his table is warped or his base is warped.
Oh yeah, we'll just assume it's his table.
Yeah, a big chunk of wood. Can't
Actually,
be.
I really like the blue.
I'm
It's a nice color. It's very similar to Vallejo's deep sea blue.
I'm thinking that color scheme has some kind of reference, but I can't think where.
You know, I'm gonna pick some random week, Hazy, and give the pair of yous a golden button at the same time out of badness. Just because it amuses me. Doesn't matter the order in which you come out in the show.
You need to record a stereo video announcing one on each side.
Oh, that'd be good.
That would
Oh,
make...
Resistance X-Wings, yeah. That could be it.
Resistance X-Wing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Go and fetch one. Let us know. Malta's up against Latvia as well for people following along at home.
Well, any Star Wars stuff is always good in my book. But I know I don't have an alternate paint scheme. YT 1300 in my backyard. Only 2 Millennium Falcons. No, actually 3 because...
Backyard?
Yes. The next project is a school project, which I find nice. So Joe Dane and his son, I'm presuming Joe Dane is a he.
Sure, why not?
A Normandy landing diorama.
Pegasus.
There isn't much in this project yet, but
No.
it's only 2 days old, so...
It is. And it's interesting to do. He wanted to do something airborne-y D-Day type, but they have to fit it in a shoebox. So they decided to hove that one a bit tighter in and go for Pegasus. So there's a lot going on.
It looks like they are making the most of the restrictions with the shoebox theme.
Yeah. Potentially you've got a bridge over the river/canal. Can't remember what Pegasus was at.
I'm guessing they are recreating this title picture of sorts.
There is a machine gun nest and possibly a pillbox on the opposite side from where the glider landed, and then up to the right of where the glider landed is a house. So they could put a fair bit in there. He hasn't said what scale it's going to be in because it's obviously fitting in there.
I think
So
he's
it's
1/200.
Right, okay, so
He's planning 1/200.
Reet small sham, as I believe they say in France. So, yeah, they could do quite a bit on it. Operation Dead Stick.
This is going to be interesting.
They landed on a dime on that one. They had to come in on that bridge tight as a gnat's chuff, and by fuck did they. You know, this wasn't like the American airborne landing where it was D-Day happens and we'll scatter them somewhere in France. This was, they need to take this bridge. Fuck, they pretty much landed on the bridge. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit jelly because the school project at my times were much more boring than this. There hasn't been anything quite like it. So I'm hoping he's getting some time of it. The next project happens to be something green again.
Some sort of English orc yobbo.
Looks like it. Or maybe...
Hold the phone before we go any further. So when you say his mate spent 6 months building it, do you mean Dan didn't do the conversion work on that? And I'm prepared to wait. We can just sit here with dead air until I get a response on that one.
You're referring to the Millennium Falcon?
Down Falcon, yeah.
Yeah, he got it built, and he's only painting it. That was in the project description.
Oh, but I didn't realize that somebody else had fucking. I assumed it, he'd done it himself. I don't read words. I look at pictures.
No, he didn't.
Oh man! Oh, wouldn't it be terrible if we brought him up as a golden button and then went, oh, he didn't make it himself, so he's spinning it. It's like coloured by numbers at that point. Oh, I'll have to skip over you and give your golden button to Hazy Boy First Conquest. Oh, that'd be a terrible thing to say. And he would know if he was here, but he doesn't know where this lives. He doesn't know. He was told where this lives. He can't find Twitch.
Well,
anyway,
can't
he's too busy
him.
making ET penis high in his spare time. He has a comprehensive gallery of ET penis. Just saying.
Well, then he should be here.
We haven't discussed ET rape in a while, have we?
No, we haven't.
No.
Wait.
Well done us. We should move on and look at some weird boys.
Maybe. Beep.
It's more or less what his bell end looks like when Elliot is touching him.
So, civil courage.
Every time he strokes his taint, it's like a fucking SOS going off from Morse code. It's just flashing. That's what ET is.
Civil Courage did a foray into RP 40k. And I think he should use some dull code.
No, I don't think he needs dull code there.
No? It's a bit shiny, isn't it?
Not for me, it's not. Maybe it's because it's, going through a monitor.
Probably.
Maybe he is going to do dull coat on it. You don't know. Maybe he's just dipped it.
Well, he has done some
boss of him, right?
bottle repaired against partially painted thingamajig Marines.
Sisters of Battle. So nuns with guns, not Marines at all.
Versus orcs. I feel there are not enough orcs on this table.
Maybe there's like 50 in that top corner there about to face rape a rhino.
20 boys,
maybe
10 boys, 5 commands, 2 mech guns.
That's probably like 50-point game for current. In the old days, that used to be a 2,000-point army. It's not even 100 points anymore.
But he's done a classic battle report with a view from on top, which I very much like. Look, he's also using his old terrain pieces. The falling over trees.
I want to say 3rd edition starter set.
Yeah.
Plastic palm trees.
That never stayed up.
Hey, they did if you glued them the fuck down.
Speaking of palm trees, Mel is back.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Did no.
Did you see that the backers of his book get a miniature Mel?
No, didn't. Is he naked, eating an onion, brushing his pubic hair with somebody else's toothbrush?
Not exactly, but
shame.
His colleague has done the miniature without him knowing. So
Dave Cross did it.
Yes, when he told Mel that they did a miniature, this thing was already done, cast, and shipped.
Sweet.
It comes with 2 different heads. You get the normal head, and you get his signature woolly head. I
was just thinking that, yeah. It's a good look for him.
And he asked people to do their best to use him in a whatever they seemed fit. And I casually suggested maybe put both hats on the miniature at the same time.
Like an Edson?
Yeah, I was thinking more like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but...
Oh, Zephod. Yeah, well, yeah. Either or.
But he turned it like, no, you don't have to shove into my face that I'm mentally not stable. Which wasn't really what I wanted to make of it. But that made me think maybe we could slice both heads in half and glue the faces back to back and make a turning head. Like the He-Man figure.
Oh, many faces.
Yes.
Many faces.
Many faces.
Many faces. It's close to an all-star battle report, the Dace. And I don't know if you were here earlier, but I was waving my box of Tiny Fighting Zealot miniatures. Look, here's the bases for HeroQuest. which is obviously the most important thing. It's close to an old school battle report, but it doesn't have the overhead. Here's our drawing of the map with the arrows showing where the things are going.
If the lockdown ever ends and I'm going to get another physical game in, I'm going to make one. No matter what system I will be playing, be it BattleTech or Legion.
I tell you what, there is a fantastic free program called Battle Chronicler that allows you to do those old style battle reports.
I have that very much.
I will do it as a jerry can tutorial, because there's the basic here's all the shit that people have loaded in version, but then if you're clever, and I'm not, you can take pictures of your own terrain and stuff, which required you to be able to do it in some sort of clever program. And at the time, 3 years ago, I looked at that and went, fuck that. Nowadays, knowing that Photopea exists, and Photopea allows you to make PNGs and shit for free, it means you can do your own online battle reports in the old White Dwarf style, using your terrain and the like, just by breaking out a camera and taking 10 minutes on Photopea and then 20 minutes on your Battle Chronicler to do your little thingy things. Yeah. I think that'll be quite fun because it's different. It's not just going, here's how you use oils, you fucks. Why don't you not know how to use oils? Jesus, I hate you all. Which is what I say every day I do a jerry can. It's just terrible. It's just so much editing for Ryan just to take all the swearing out. Oh my God.
I think he has a hotkey for that.
That would make sense.
Which would make it much more... Jerry is swearing, keeping the hotkey pressed until he knows, okay, that's now. Lift the key again. And let the computer do the rest. So I love it.
I was going to say, sorry. I'm just blatantly interrupting you here. There was a Mantic campaign for... I want to say it was Edge of the Abyss, that one, which was about 3 years ago. And I don't know if the campaign thing stays online, but I did all the battle reports for my army through Battle Chronicler. So there were all these battle reports that contained those with things. And more or less the campaign system the guys wrote at that stage was the precursor to the project system, where you can just go block of text, photographs, chuck in an image, put in a map, and move shit around if it wasn't working out for you. So the project system works very well for doing battle reports like that, because you can fill it all in and then go, I actually want this picture to come first, or I want to do that map next, or I want to put a tagline or a title on that.
It becomes desktop publishing at that point.
Sure, yeah, whatever that means.
Doing a paper on your computer. Preparing a magazine print.
Snow bases, that's a good plan, Panzer. I've not done one of those in a while. It hasn't hit an hour long. But yeah, I really like his orcs. And I don't think he needs to remove the shine from them. I'm quite happy with the shiny orc.
But they are very, very shiny.
Yeah, it means you can bounce fucking coins off them. They're fine. They're well varnished, they're protected, they're loved.
Maybe they're shiny because they are sweating like animals.
Like sweaty gigante.
Always.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I see no ships.
But he's done a very nice, consistent paint job.
He's done Evil Sons.
Can't really complain about that.
Well, you can complain about the fact he's done Evil Sons.
Oh, just because you're starting to love blue orcs now.
Oh, I've always liked blue orcs, but in my defense, I never liked Evil Sons or Goths. They were both twats. Mostly went for flash kits.
Oh, flash kits were lovely. I was...
Yeah. And because I hate myself and I, therefore need to force myself to paint yellow on a regular basis, flash kits, fucking Everland bastard yellow and black, for fuck's sake.
I will never...
Comboing the shit colours.
I will never stop loving the... second edition Storm Boys and their lore.
All right, then.
Polishing boots and marching around being looked at weirdly.
Yeah. Oh, how do you rebel when the entire fucking race you come from are just rebellious nutbags by being ultra conservative and spending all your time doing exactly what you're told, marching in order and drilling and, you know, being stay pressed.
The saddest part was not
So
getting those miniatures for a time.
Yeah.
Because they had a fucking lightning rune on their helmets.
Oh, man. Banned in Germany.
No, not really bad, but they were not promoted very much. Let's put it that way.
But, you know, Stormboys grow out of it. It's only the really fucked up ones who stick around as Blood Axe commandos, thinking that camouflage and marching and stuff is great. I'm
going to take this can of oil, drop it on my head, and then I'm a can in disguise. I love this project.
Sorry, I just read what Doug said. Lena, you're not to encourage him.
What did he say? Popping up my D&D cherry what?
Stuffing a sword up a Minotaur's chaff. Commodore Rob was the DM. Oh, well, that makes sense then, in that case. And remember, a Minotaur's chaff is literally as tight as a gnat's chaff.
Today, I'm too tired. I'm not going down that road.
No.
I'm not trying to understand anything of this.
Hey, you know, you do you, son. You do you. I have more beer somewhere.
Next up is the
Irish vanilla stout.
friend of all things painting, Horatio.
Hey!
He done a little update on his long-running First Mate project.
Yes,
and
he did.
I love this little base he does for his upcoming miniature. With all the seaweed on it and the, what you call them, these little...
Barnacles.
Barnacles, Russ. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This looks lovely.
But it looks like it's just been made. Horatio, it looks like it's not been out there for more than a couple of hours. It's so shiny and new and pristine. I want to see some sweet weathering on that.
You mean
also,
it needs some more algae?
Yeah, very much so. Also, apropos of nothing, the upcoming jerry can contains weathering algae and streaks and green stuff. So, just saying.
You've heard it here first.
Yep.
So this is his. Chuff is bum. Well, I figured as much, but thank you for putting that picture back in my mind. I should have got myself some beer.
I should have. I wouldn't have, except I had to go home early from work because everything stopped. Wayland Games invaded. It was like the attack of the fire people in Avatar.
So the next,
I don't know if it was because I've never seen Avatar, but I've seen the meme. Everything changed when the fire people attacked.
It's basically a genocide.
Good times. That's particularly frothy today. Don't know why. Minis for a game I won't play.
By Lena, who hasn't been very much.
Yeah, spelt minis wrong. Just saying.
So why is this penguin doing a ad stand? I don't get it. Why is he showing off his cloaca?
Maybe he landed that way with a very spiky helmet. Like the snow basing there. Did you follow an hour-long tutorial to get that snow basing?
These look interesting. What game are those for?
Technically, they're for Blood Bowl.
Oh.
It's an entire Blood Bowl team done as penguins with a Norse feel. So if you want to run a Norse Blood Bowl list, you can do it with that. It contains the Berserkers, the Werefolk, and even the ogre contingent that you would get in a GW Norse Blood Bowl team. Essentially, they've just taken the 16 players for the Norse and turned them into penguins. And they look fucking amazing.
Imagine fielding this team against the GW Orcs or the Reds with the...
oh, yeah. That'll be much better than the GW ones. It's less shit for a start.
They're so full of detail.
Yeah, oh, there's a shocking amount of character in them.
This wolf throne with the towel on it and the little scribbling.
This is, I can't remember who showed Lena this Kickstarter, but, well done, whoever they were. But this isn't the only one, because they haven't just done Norse, they've done every GW main Blood Bowl team in animal form. So orcs are replaced with pigs. The Chaos Gods have been replaced with 4 different bunny teams. You can literally go down all of the major players for Blood Bowl and replace them with a weird little animal team like this, which is just fucking so adorable.
What was that company called again?
I was going to say Willie's, but it's not Willie's. It's the other one.
Is it?
I'm not going to wait. Grebo, thank you.
Surely it's Grebo? Not.
You say surely it's Grebo. Willie's have been doing it longer and have more.
Because Juan Wilke, Lazarus, or Lazaro, however you want to pronounce that, has done similar things.
You're welcome.
And we will go there later. Because he's done a Blood Bowl team.
If you say so. I'm just throwing out there, it could have easily been Willie's. Just saying.
Grebo. Well, Grebo is a high possibility because of...
Well, because Lena said it is Grebo and she's the one who owns them.
And if you say it's the same one who did the attack bunnies...
Yes.
These attack bunnies. No, not going to focus because the camera has no focus.
Oh, fuck, you should have seen what I seen the other day. What were they?
3 stacked bunnies with sword and shield.
No, not what I'm showing you. I'm talking to the chat.
Oh.
What did I see the other day? They were little rabbit things. Come on. I know you're there. I see you answering other people.
So Lena has done a very nice job on these.
Hey, she had to the point she didn't help me out with what I can remember. You can't remember either. Well, that's shit.
So no golden button there.
Oh, I remember now. Shh. Hairballs, they were called, and they were like a cutesy rabbit face with just 2 feet stuck under their bums, no body or anything else. It was just like a head and legs, and they looked fucking amazing. They were also like £40 to get the set delivered from the United States, but by Christ, they look great. They look amazing for this. Why are we talking about them?
And then you're getting a sugar shock when playing Blood Bowl. Too cute.
No, although I did think of the hairballs that Joe did. Fuck me, that is taking me back, huh? You could buy them with your Barlow card. Accepted wherever you see the sign. Back in 5 minutes.
Oh God!
It's just a joke for me and Steve. The rest of you people can fuck off.
I was just asking what kind of insider jokes they're running.
That's purely a 1980s/90s Belfast gamer joke right there. The Barlow card was amazing though. He just didn't like to see significant others leave his store without spending money, even if they spent money without leaving with any product, that was better again. Ah, Joe.
So I think we now need need a minute of silence for our brother Redverse. We have lost him.
Oh no.
To 3D printing. So last time we visited him, he was not very happy with his progress on 3mm
yes,
MDF
I remember
buildings.
looking at this and going, you just need to weather that or texture or something or both.
And then he went to 3D printing for all things.
Look, you could have done this.
See,
this would have saved you not 3D printing.
So he went and did a little 3D print puzzle, wasn't too pleased with it, and then started using a different piece of software. Not using the 2-dimensional things he's done with for his laser cutting, but actually 3D sculpting.
Varnish over that. 3D sculpting, you say?
And I think the difference is night and day. If we look at this.
Which is the 3D printed one?
They are both 3D printed, and the left one is the old school version he did with the 2-dimensional construction like he's used for MDF, and the right one is a 3-dimensional sculpted version with a lot more detail.
Okay,
Since it's 3 mil, I can see why he's gone that way.
That all sounds like something that somebody would do, certainly, yeah.
And here we have some work in progress pictures.
That looks so weird. Can we scroll back to the first one? Pretty pleased with sugar on top. The full picture of the house. Because that looks like something that your slow child would draw. And you go, oh, a lovely house.
Well, it's basic geometric forms.
Are you sure? Because I'm not seeing depth there. Everything looks flat.
Yeah, but that's only because you made a bad picture. You can rotate these in 3D.
Can you?
Yes. Not this picture, but because...
But I mean, that's a prime example that you don't need to be a skill... I'm not being offensive. Well, I am being offensive because, fuck everyone. But you don't need to be a skilled artist being able to represent things perfectly in digital form to get the actual end result to come out of your printer looking like you want it to.
No, and
if that makes sense.
The basic process is rather easy. You literally just need some imagination.
Bonus.
Who?
Oh, I have something shaking at the bottom of the chat window, and I clicked on it, and it gave me plus 50 chat.
Yeah, channel points, and then you can use those to make things happen. Don't ask me.
Right, okay.
You can highlight your messages, and on paid channels you get avatars and stuff and thingamajigs.
Well, you're not going to get any of that shit here, folks, so mind your necks in. All you're going to get is insulted for your hard work.
Yes.
As somebody tells you your 3-dimensional drawings aren't good enough.
But we still love you. But we're better.
we are better.
Because we are on the internet.
Better, but certainly taller and better.
So, we were talking about Blinky. Oh, see, now they did it.
We've all gone wrong. Soap Dodger's here as well. He's Scottish. Jesus.
Hello, Soap Dodger. So, Blinky can't be left alone with anything electrical for a minute.
Really like this. I really like this project because it started off going, I've made a hot wire cutter. And it was like, I've made this plank out of hot wire. And then the next one was like, I need help. I cut a lot of planks out of hot wire and they all look shit. None of them look as good as the first one. And then people are going, yeah, the first one's got like a sealed layer on it where it's compressed and heated. It's like, this would have been faster if I hadn't made a hot wire cutter. It's like, let me just fetch a pencil and some polystyrene and I shall do what you've done faster. With less hassle.
Yes, so he constructed an electric pen to burn in marks into hard styrofoam, whatever you want to call it.
I'm not saying he got this idea out of me saying I could do this by plugging. What was I threatening to plug straight into the mains?
I think
it was just a couple of. It was a hot wire cutter.
Yeah.
It's like, can we not just plug this fucker straight into the mains? Just take the two cables, one on each side of the wire, and just slam
berserk.
That bitch in. Fucking hell, rip right through all that.
I think
guitar strings was the way I planned to go. Yeah. Some people said that's not right, and you'll burn the house down or electrocute yourself. It came off the back of this, but anyway, he made himself some sort of clever wire thing, hot pen.
And I'm loving that he's actually committing to having made an extra port for this thing on his big wire cutter, so he has some electricity.
Oh, he can plug it into his main wire cutter.
Yes, he's
just
going
plugging it straight in the mains.
Totally berserk on this. He's like, I want to see him or his expression when we drop him into some sort of large-scale electrical outlet where he can buy things for cheap. and put what 50 pounds in his hand and say, "Go nuts, buy whatever you want."
Sorry, I've been distracted by what Steve's linked there. Who the fuck is running this blog that has hairballs? For fuck's sake.
Well, it's 5 years old.
Yeah. Oh no, they're still going to this day. Oh, you know, I'm confused and baffled in that order. The fact that hairballs are there is just fucking amazing.
Oh god.
Hairballs were great. They were just like tiny cousin Its with rocks who would kick the shit out of you.
He's clearly a pupil of the photo school of Jerry.
Have we a problem?
This looks like Dumbledore.
Are you calling me a cunt?
Oh wait, I missed my button. Oh no.
Oh dear, I seem to have spotted a cunt. Good day.
Hey, fuck you.
My ass.
Oh, and aliens. What,
Oh yeah.
How fitting.
I'm just throwing it out there. You know, hairballs were great.
I'm putting this in the show description as well, just for shits and giggles.
They did many things. Sometimes what they did was recasts of GW. It was a.
Was it a blatant rip-off, or did they?
Oh no, they were, yeah. I'm just saying, at some points in the past, Gresham Street was like the Wild West. It was just a frontier town, a lawless place. Now, if you click on what I've just linked, that is also hairballs, but the more modern, more expensive version. We'll come back to Blinky's pen. So there's like a giant version and a Terminator version, but there's that one there.
Oh god.
Click on them. Look how fucking adorable they are, you fucks. Look at them. Look.
How can anybody make these for Blood Bowl?
Why the fuck wouldn't you? Huh? Anybody who thinks that they are cute should definitely go and immediately back the Westphalia Kickstarter. It's called fuck all to do with hairballs. I just want more unlocks.
I think you need to get these and then paint them up in the most gruesome way possible with bones and blood and gore.
Not sure how many different types there are in there, because I'm fairly certain that there's a pink and blue one that are the same.
Yeah, there.
So I have a sneaking suspicion there's only 6 different types. But it looks like there's 8 because they're just photographed at slightly alternate angles.
They've done the GW. They exactly as you tell.
Bookshop and sex shops. Well, he did make money by taking the second-hand jazz mags from the Smithfield Market sex shops and selling them under his counter in the Dublin store, where porn was still illegal at that point in the Republic. Oh, good old Joe.
Can't.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh,
what a depressing.
Ireland was, after the War of Independence, it was a very Catholic-based thing, mostly because that American tit, De Valera. He was very on side for the Catholic Church. He was super Catholic, and so, you know, porn was illegal, which meant Joe made a fucking fortune buying a jazz mag that somebody had already fucking turfed their load over a couple of times for 20p in Belfast and selling it at $5 a touch in Dublin
per page.
Anyway, let's.
Speaking of jizz and wanking, Nightwolf 2040 has done.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Has gone back to the hobby.
I shall allow it. There's some sort of elf there. That elf looks hauntingly familiar. Is that the Oathmark one that he did for? Yeah, it is the Oathmark one. There we go. Oh, cool. Has he got 2? They look like they're different colours. Show me the others.
I think this is just
click on things for me.
The color correction error thingamajig of smartphones.
Oh yeah, I see that. It's not quite as blue as I imagined it to be from the thumbnail.
And he did a orc, which was his first choice of 2020, and orcs are always a good choice. So say I.
That's a brutal orc. Where's that orc from? He looks hauntingly familiar with his wicked bearded axe.
Tell. Maybe in the description.
Children.
Nope,
Where's
he
that
didn't.
one from? Because the fact he's on a puddle base leads me to believe he's older. He has a fairly distinct look to him as well, so I quite like him. He's a biffy fucker. That's a Mantic 25mm base under him. So
How can you tell? That could be any piece of plastic.
he's big because the bevel runs upside down, which means he's taken a Mantic base with a circle in it and flipped it. Because you can see the sprue marks from where he's clipped it. This isn't the worst thing I've seen today, where I got shown a fucking book with wings earlier
Hey,
by
what?
somebody else. And they went, "What the fuck is this?" And I went, "I'm pretty sure that's from a bald vampire on the zombie dragon." And it turned out I was exactly right.
Sometimes you
I need
scare me.
I need to get fucking out more. I need to get a hobby. No, hang on, I've got a hobby. It's
Wrong
the
wording.
fucking reason.
Wrong wording.
This is the reason.
Let
know
me
this shit.
rephrase this.
That's quite nice. I like it. I like the Oathmark Elven Wizard. I really want to know where the orc's from. Should go
Grendels
into-
or Grenadiers, says Panzer Kaputt.
Grenadier is what I would have thought, but the packing on the base, the texture, isn't a Grenadier standard, so it might be Grendels. Yeah.
Could we Google that? Or are they not anymore?
Grendels? Fuck only knows who currently owns them.
Scotty or Grendel? Is those ones?
Oh, one of Scotia's. Oh, right. Actually, I say,
Well,
as in surprise and alarm, they are. Scotia's still going.
Fantasy.
Don't get distracted by their cynics.
Well, maybe we should search for orc.
They don't have puddle bases these days, so either it's a resculpt or something else.
These on the lower side do have weird bases. Void! Oh, why is there void coming up when their search term is orc?
Because they have void. Nothing wrong with
But
void.
there are no
I've got it.
orcs in void.
There are no orcs in void. Why would you search for orcs? Don't do that. Search for something more esoteric. Search for Black Boss Stabby Man. I'll probably get you it. I should not see. Now I'm clicking on random shit for no reason. Now I'm fucking Warrior Princesses, which is a good film, but not as good as Warrior Queen. That everybody should watch. It's on Amazon.
You're
I'm
not
just saying.
you're not giving in until I've watched that movie, do you?
No, I'm not. No, because if I had to suffer, other fuckers have to suffer as well.
Well, then we will suffer with the next one.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
this is
We'll come back. I'll just poke him with sticks until he tells me who's
this
done it.
one is again blinky, but I like this for reals for the passion he put into it. So he has done a band
Yes.
diorama of the Wild
Yes.
Hearts. And he even got recognized by one of those.
That's the best way.
Yeah.
It could be worse. He could have done his band based on the Lost Prophets. That just amuses me.
I was contemplating if I should ask why that's funny, but I think no, I don't want to go that round.
No, you shouldn't. No.
I
Although
think
I will say, using a toddler as a fleshlight is one of the reasons why you're not going to hear the Lost Prophets.
he has done a.
Don't think I'll be able to say that on Whaling Games.
No, not really. That's why I'm staying. And he has done a gorgeous job on painting those. Just looking at the where is it again? There. The tattoo on the guitarist hand, it's amazing.
He did this through the medium of some sort of thing. It wasn't like a Hero Forgy type thing. It was get it and then do all the changes himself, because I remember he had swapped a guitar. One of them has a flying V and it didn't need a flying V, so he had to change it. There it is there, yeah. See, I do pay attention.
And you do read, obviously.
Mate has a foot-long tattoo of him on his arm. Oh my god, that's amazing. So, I hope he gets wound up all the time. Going, that's bigger than what they used to fuck. If you're longer than this, it means I don't fancy you anymore. Things like this. He had, you get rid of it. Why'd he get rid of it? Classic. Anyway.
No, I don't think...
Sorry, just the idea that you measure a child and if it's bigger than the tattoo on your arm, it's no longer attractive. Just really fucking amuses me now.
You're a bad man, Jerry. And I think Mrs. Blinky is not right when she says he's taking it too far with his love for this band.
No. Taking it too far would be travelling to small places in Wales to buy a child off a fucking van. Yeah, definitely don't do this at home.
This is so going to get not monetized, even if I tried.
Is YouTube? Did they clamp down on that? Really?
I don't know. I'm not too small anyway, so I'm not.
You should put it up on Netflix instead.
Not
They're fine.
even
with
have
pedophilia, it's grand. So we're all fine here.
Any chance of monetizing it? Next up is Brushstroke. This is not a project, but
It's not.
No, a forum thread he started because he made a video after we told him to.
He did. Well,
more or less.
I assume it was us. Weirdly, I seen his forum thread, but I seen it 2 days after I seen his fucking YouTube video because I'm subscribed to his channel. I was like, we're an afterthought. Is that how it works? Huh?
Well, this forum thread is...
You come crawling back to us with your 20,000 views on how to paint a blood angel. Can't.
This video, or thread rather, is from today.
Oh, hang on. Hold the fucking phone. The DS has found the orc.
What? Mountain of Minis. Old
It
bones?
is far left. It is a Reaper miniature. You are a fucking legend, the DS. You get something from my hoard.
If he doesn't forget.
You can have this. Would you like that? It's a Q-tip that I've only used half of. There you go. There we are.
That's the one.
Yep.
So he does this video and asks for what we think. I told him what I think, and...
You call him can't?
Nah, not directly.
No?
I suggested getting his camera stabilized because it's a bit shaky.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't care about that.
But
I don't edit my videos. And I know I did one recently, and while I was doing something, I realized that my knee had been pressing against the tripod and the camera. My second camera had been tilting off, and then I had to put my knee down. I'm going, Ryan's not going to like that. But at the same time, I'm not stopping what I'm doing. So I just left that for somebody else.
No, his problem is his camera is mounted to his table, and when he's putting down his elbows to paint, the table starts shaking.
Yeah.
It wasn't too noticeable, but weirdly the background wobbled a bit, and it made me nauseous.
Neither of my cameras are on what I'm painting technically, but I'm in a very small amount of room. I'm literally, I could get up and touch bookshelves by stretching. So I paint and do my unboxings and jerry cans and fucking anything else on about a meter's worth of space here on a desk. And then I have the camera attached to my desk adjacent to that. And then I have this camera for the side-on stuff that sits where I'm sitting now. Which means if I breathe or stretch or move my knee at all, I fucking touch something. So I miss the old days where I was in the studio and I didn't have to worry about what I was fucking doing with my legs.
Well, let's... Here's one too that day will soon come again.
We can only imagine. We can dream. Although I hear Wayland Games are going to sell off my seat in the studio for revenue.
Well, we're not hoping about that. And in any case, stay indoors.
Stay indoors, remain indoors. As long as they don't inflict anything on me, just because I keep saying Fantasy Flight games are Bolivian drug dealers' fucking front. As long as I can continue to tell people why Fantasy Flight games are shit at providing miniatures because they're too busy just laundering money, that's fine. If they crack down on that, I'll be out the door in a fucking shot.
We will hope the best.
Yeah,
So
I think so.
now
were
we are.
Oh yes, brushstrokes, edge highlight. Yeah.
So give
his
him
camera moves.
give him a follow. Tell him what you think of his work. Say we sent him.
Yeah, because he'll give a shit about that.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. He's fucking 20,000 views on painting a Blood Angel. And there's a few other painters out there who've been going longer, struggle to get fucking a quarter of that because they're not painting a Space Marine. Somebody was asking about Space Marines in the forums, and all I could think was, if it had been any other company, nobody would give a shit. I had to wait in there.
Well, the next thing is not a thing on tabletop, but a thing that's dear to your heart. The Hawks of War.
Hawks!
Are only 40 hours left.
40 fucking hours left. This is quite interesting because this explains why I hate board game players. Because they're cunts. Terrible cunts.
Why? Explain.
If I go to Kickstarter, let me see if I can find the actual one in particular. It did very well for the initial week or weekend or whatever the fuck it launched. It zipped up there and then it stalled at like 90,000, and then like the last 2 weeks it's taken to go over the 100,000 mark to where it is now in the last couple of days. And there was a board game player. I mean, there's a lot of comments, but it's mostly board game players whining like fucks about board games, essentially just being terrible cunts. I can't even scroll back this far. It'll take me fucking forever. I'll give you the fucking greatest hits. Essentially, one twat was going, why are we not seeing more things? You should be doing this, you should be doing that, you should be on Board Game Geek. You seem like a group of people who are really nostalgic about the original game, and therefore this is a passion project. But I think people who back these type of board games don't want to see nostalgic fans doing a game they want. They want to see some mediocre shit pumped out. And I just looked at that and I thought, if only all board game players had but one throat, that I could choke you all, you fucks. You fucks.
Well,
it was just, Jesus fucking Christ.
Why
you don't like them because they're passionate about the fucking project, you turd burgling shit rag, you.
If I've learned anything since the game debacle that should not be named.
Confrontation?
No.
I can't remember. There's so many. Was it something by Wayland? They do a lot of games.
No. I don't think they had anything to do with HeroQuest.
Sounds familiar.
When there's one thing I've learned from that, then that is that I want passionate people to do their projects. Even if I don't care for the game, even if I don't want to back it, even if I don't want to play it, if I know there's people behind it who are passionate about their product, it's going to get good.
I mean, and this is the thing that baffled me in reading. I had to stop reading the fucking.
Never read comments, Jerry.
from these fuckwits, because, well, weirdly, I expected them to be like a lot of the other Kickstarters I backed, where it was people going, I backed this because it looks great and I love what you're doing, and what else are you doing? Whereas this was just the biggest pool of negative fucks I've ever had the misfortune of reading. And there's only so much cancer in the world, but really, I genuinely hope they get a lot. I mean, Jesus, these people were fucking turd burgling fuckwits.
Let's see the.
Just you know.
This is the keep track of that game, and we see it's going up.
Yeah. So
quite
so
quickly
see,
in the first
so you
3
see
days.
So you see the second dot there?
Yeah, this one.
No. Second one. That one.
That's
yeah,
the third
that's,
one.
That's where the negative comments started kicking in. That second dot. And then it just persisted.
Well, and since it's the last 48 hour, there will be some more traffic going on.
Yeah,
but I think
you know.
they've managed to reach all stretch goals.
They were aiming for 100,000 to start bringing in other things, and they were doing bits and bobs. There were people complaining that they were complaining about fucking everything, to be brilliant. I mean, it really reinforced why I hate fucking board games.
104,000 they have currently, and at 106 more mega buildings, then some more. Let's hope they make this last stretch.
It would be nice.
And all in all, it's a well done Kickstarter. It's not too convoluted, too crowded.
No,
you know what you're getting.
What I have noticed is a lot of people who are super backers, quote, seem to back a game, comment early on, and then immediately cancel their pledge. Now, I've been told that means they don't count towards the super backer total, but I can only assume they're cunts. Just throw that out there, because it's happened in both the Westphalia one plus this one, where they've gone, I've backed this, really positive, it's great, it's amazing, and then they've literally cancelled their pledge immediately afterwards. It's like, what the fuck were you even here? Have you considered fucking right off?
People are the worst.
Oh,
and just
are.
Let us sing it with Foamy.
Hey, fuck you.
And this brings us to another Kickstarter, which has popped up today by Juan Vilke Lazaro. Excuse me for butchering your name.
Don't excuse him.
It's
Get stuck in there. He always complains about, whenever Oriskany is trying to explain the Battle of Leipzig.
It's the Knights of Ni, the Spanish Inquisition, and it's a bloody search for the Holy Grail as a bullet blow team.
It's a way to do it, certainly. I quite like the three-headed beast, because Studio Miniatures have done most of the Holy Grail stuff in 28mm, but
they missed that one.
Yeah, we haven't got the three-headed monster. I mean, everything else there you can already get from Studio Miniatures, and if I have to be brutally frank, some of them are better quality sculpts. Some of them look fucking identical. The Knights Who Say Knee, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference if you got the Studio Miniature or their version. But that, I think we should kill him. I think we should let him go. I think we should eat him. But the Knights Who Say Knee and their little friends look identical to the Studio Miniature versions.
I'm trying to think where the baby-headed knight came from.
He is not appearing in this movie from when they're flipping the book at the start before it becomes a gorilla, and it's just a baby's face in the.
That's why I'm not noticing. Okay, that's it. Yeah. So
don't link it, Tim. Don't link it.
What? Are people asking for links?
Yeah. Look, his name is very simple. It's Juan Vilke Lazaro. Or possibly Juan Vilke Lazaro. Some sort of. I imagine he's in Brazil. Is he in Brazil?
I think Spain.
No,
Italy.
That makes sense.
What does it say? Spain, Madrid.
Look at all
because
these fucks.
I only
pledges. Sorry.
Noticed this because he's done with Hungry Trolls some more campaigns, so this isn't his first rodeo on Kickstarter.
Oh well, there you go. Get in there, son. Get in there.
They're a bit pricey, but I've seen this and I thought to myself, this is awesome, and I like the Devil Bunny with the dice, and the Trojan Rabbit and the Holy Hand Grenade.
It's a way to go, certainly.
So you can get the full team for €80. And if you back within the next 29 hours, you also get the unexpected models, aka the Inquisition. Though
nobody expects them. Not at that price, anyway.
I'm not sure that Monty Python Limited will let this slip. They have been, let's say, quite reinforcing their rights on YouTube.
That's the way to go.
So this is everything from me. And you were quite fun about...
Was I?
A Westphalia Kickstarter?
Was I, though?
You said something about it.
Oh, yes. Yes. There's a Westphalia Kickstarter.
Dragon Grim?
Dragon Grin. All you cunts need to back it. If you don't, I'll cut you.
So if you want to make little Jerry happy...
It's nothing about making me happy. It's merely, if I have to carve my way through your family to get to you, to cut yous, I will. I'll fucking do it. Warren has your addresses somewhere. If you're backstagers, I will fucking hunt you down.
It's not like the goal hasn't been met yet, which is a quite low goal.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, Cave, he doesn't put a 10 grand goal on something that isn't going to cost 10 grand. This was a 6-7 figure Kickstarter with stretch goals.
1,000 Canadian rubles.
Yeah, so it started at about 2 ham sandwiches to get to the goal for these Dragon Grin. This is we discovered this is a 5th edition D&D background that some mad bastards have come up with, where there's this fella called the Lord of Dismemberment and his Marrow Legion, who are these pasty fucks who essentially own the world. If Lord of the Rings started with all that shit being owned by the Burning Eye fuck, and there's a small group of people decide to stand up against him, so there are already patrols of orcs and goblins and Nazgul kicking the fuck out of everybody. Would you take a ring to fucking Mordor? Would you fuck? Anyway, that's what this is. It's the bad guys have won, and now you're the resistance, you're the rebellion. So
now you're fucked.
Yeah, you are properly fucked. So these are Boris, the Polish Brazilian, working for the German Canadian. He sculpted these.
Can we just call him the Axis of Awesome?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that works. I put them down as the holy fuck, they're fucking amazing.
I'm still mad that these miniatures somehow make their way above my head when they go off to Canada and don't drop a box on their way.
Directly. Oh, they may do. You never know. But yeah, essentially this is for people who wrongly play their RPGs with miniatures, and they'll be dead soon, so we don't need to worry about them. They're like people who like pineapple on their pizza. Their bloodline is weak. But if you're interested in getting some really nice miniatures, you can do that. If you want to pick up the Dragon Grin book, there we go. A Dead Man's Guide to the Dragon Grin, the Dismembered Legion, which is just a fucking awesome title. You can pick up the PDF or the hardback book from AT, or whatever the fuck that stands for.
Is that a complete game, or is that just a supplement?
No, it's a supplement for 5th edition D&D, and it's a supplement that weighs in at 470 pages. Actually, 472.
I didn't quite get that. How many?
472. Essentially, they just went, here's the entire world, background, and everything else, and if you want to put rules to this, go fucking nuts. But by the way, these stabby bastards are going to do use up like kippers. I imagine you'd run this like Cthulhu, where every week people are rolling new characters up because they're dead as a fucking can of spam.
So it's a supplement?
It's a supplement.
That's larger than the complete rules of the Discworld RPG.
Like it. Excellent. I like to think of it like your Discworld RPG looks slightly different from mine.
This is GURPS 4th edition Discworld role-playing game by Steve Jackson. I think that's the old version. This one is newer.
Mine's September 2002.
November 2016.
When?
November 2016.
They're still printing it?
Yes.
You mad bastard.
Yes. Lovely.
Anyway, yeah, it's like Delta Green in that respect. It's a supplement that's bigger than the core game, because even 5th edition is smaller than that book. So I'm probably going to pick up the book as well, because I've been told to.
Is that
but I'll
book
pick up the
available
Ninjas for me.
also in physical or just PDF?
PDF, and you can get a hardback version for 60 Canadian dollars, which I think is about a $5 and a packet of cocktail sticks. Nobody knows how that works. Nobody knows how Canada works. It's just a thing. I just really like it.
I don't think
they
the
look fucking
Canadians
amazing.
know.
I fucking no idea what I'm going to do with these things. I literally can't. I got the Zealot miniature £350 package of fucking Hero Quest the other day, and I sat looking at them for a while and going, oh, I could play them in Dungeon Saga. See, I've got a reason to own them. The fuck have I bought these? That's the first question.
Because you can?
I had first edition, which was my paperback version, but I don't know where it's gone. I can only assume it was thieved by one of my bastard ex-flatmates. So, yeah.
Charles, what's wrong with GURPS?
I also lost, I'd like to point out, I also lost my GURPS paperback, plus my Tank Girl and my Indiana Jones supplements. So one of my cunt flatmates got 4 of them. 4 of them. Pricks. Now, Fleece is somewhere in England, but last I seen him he was bald, so that'll harden him. And Brindley was a cock, and is still a cock, so that'll fucking harden him. But I don't know which one got it. And then one of them ran off my girlfriend, so that was a bit harsh. So that'll fucking harden him. That's how this breaks. This is how my ex-flatmates break down. One of these fucks have my GURPS books, and they're either bald, shit, or got my ex-girlfriend. So there you go. Fleece is in your wild guild? Really? Is he?
We're not going off topic again, people. It's just
no, we are.
banter.
No, hang on. Hold the fucking phone. Because I kind of, I mean, it's possible it's still Fleece. You know, with his Asian girlfriend.
I may shock you now.
Richard MacNeil. Because if I called him Richard O'Neill, it used to annoy him. I seem to remember because O'Neill was a bit too Irish. Because his dad was in the Orange Order.
I never played
That is his
World of
character
Warcraft
name,
in
along
any
with
guild.
Teth. I have no idea. Is he 6'8"? 6'7"? Why am I? He was 2 inches bigger. 6'7"-ish. But like a brick shit house. Bald, younger than me. Hated him. Fuck him. Anyway, some cunt has got my stuff. There's a lot, to be brutally honest, a lot of my shit never came back home with me out of that house. If we can start tracking down my old flatmates and try and rescue my stuff, what I will do is I will give people pics from my hoard.
So you're looking for
So
a
like
John Wick
Smaug.
of role-playing and miniature game rules.
Yeah, very much so. I want somebody just to fucking click a Glock and just start going to town. ask Fleece if his first name is Richard, because that'd be fucking hilarious. Unless you actually know that Fleece is Richard, in which case that would be even more hilarious. Fucking small world.
So this is what I've prepared for today.
Right, you prepared this. Well done,
I tried somehow.
Go team.
So, do you have anything you want to let the audience in on? Or any nice things?
I was going through a book on the Abwehr last night, and I found this being used as a bookmark, which is impressive.
That's an X-Wing card.
I'd forgotten to... Yeah, it is, yeah. I can't even remember starting the Abwehr book, because I had quite a lot of book on Nazi Germany. It's not my favourite. Obviously, my favourite is the werewolf book, who didn't stop fighting in parts of Eastern Europe until the mid to late 50s. Because, you know, once you've been told to go out there and be guerrilla, you fucking stick with that. So the Werewolf Legion, the Werewolf Battalion were still chugging away. They had some very interesting ways of setting explosives. I'm just going to say, Tuffy may discover them in some of our upcoming Cthulhu games. I'm just saying, painting plastic explosive black and covering it in coal dust and leaving it as siding for people to shovel into their own furnaces on the railway trains is just a great way of blowing shit up. Just that's
Don't
good.
give her ideas.
I'll mostly be using them on her. But yeah, so that was the only thing I had to say. Was there anything else? I can't think of anything else beyond that. I've got Dunitz's autobiography to read as well, but now that's down the line.
Panzer Kaputt is hard to follow after Wayland. Well, we won't follow that today.
Wayland and War Cradle, do they? It's news to me.
Well,
is it?
If you look at the War Cradle newsletter, way down it says Wayland.
Oh, well, that makes sense then.
It's
Black
all
is white and vice versa. Did you remember vice versa? Chocolates. I was trying to explain the other day that you got white chocolate in a brown chocolate shell and brown chocolate in a white chocolate shell.
Never seen that.
I don't think you're allowed to anymore. It's like minstrels. You won't see minstrel anymore because I think it's racist. You're not allowed to have sweets that are racist.
At least we only have to rename them.
Yeah. Well.
But we still get them.
Yeah. I built some Mandalorians in Inferno Squadron the other day. I'll just very briefly hold them up way over here where you can't see them. Slightly out of focus. These are lovely. See, in comparison, I should really post these to Grace and go Parabellum. This is how you make plastic miniatures. That you can clip off sprues. These are fucking great. Unlike trying to hack through fucking 3 inches of fucking plastic to get to the miniatures.
Well, maybe next time they include in their set a little table saw or something.
Oh, it wouldn't help. I'd use a Dremel and it's still not good enough to get through. I go through 5 fucking grinding bits a day on a Dremel trying to fucking clip 12 men off a sprue.
Oh,
Jesus, those fucking sprues are thick. How thick are they? They give up. That's how thick they are.
They're thick enough to.
Yeah, minstrels last week. They still make minstrels. We've got Jew cookies. Oh, nice.
I bet that's a translation error again.
That's Dutch, and if there's 2 things we can't stand, it's people who are intolerant of other people's cultures. And the Dutch.
Yeah, that's about it.
See, this is what I maintain, Loner. They were scaled for 28, and then when they upsized them by accident, so upsized everything, they didn't think about reducing the sprue gates. They just left them at these fucking massive. I mean, every sprue gate is as big as my fucking head. You've got to hacksaw through that bastard just to get something off. It's fucking terrible.
Yes, Dutch. That's the same thing in Germany. We are not allowed to call them that way anymore.
What about in Spain?
They're now called chocolate kisses.
Oh, that's all very dull, I feel.
Yeah.
What was wrong with Negro kisses?
Well, obviously, somebody found it offensive.
Is this like the same people who find Negro cranes offensive because they don't realise that it's Spanish for black?
Probably. And I don't get it either way, because every time you have a foreigner, mostly English-speaking people, going through our suites, they're laughing their asses off when they see the main manufacturer for those suites called Dickmann's.
Right, okay. That's much better than what I thought it was going to be. I was waiting for like a Zyklon B type of thing.
Nein, mein Herr, we're not going that route today.
Oh yeah, don't want to do that. Oh, by the way, I got like a load of fucking stuff from the woods. So that's all good. You'll probably see some of that shortly. There's the man with the horse. Look, Boris Dancer with a horse. He's cool.
So from the woods, so he isn't buried beneath any piles of stuff.
Nope. And I also got this little dwarf fella with like flames and a flamey hammer who's going to go into my King's War army, alongside one of the Zealot Miniatures mad dwarf magic users, because fuck it, why not?
don't think Vallejo is fucked selling their paints because they have all paints are dual-lingual.
I'm fairly certain that they're. I'm curious now as to what gloss black is in Spanish. I'm also curious as to where I put my gloss black. There is there. It's Negro Brilliant. There you go. That'll get you banned.
Yeah, we can't be. You're either oversensitive or you're a racist fuck. There's literally no in between anymore.
I'm just going to keep going until people fucking back that Kickstarter. By the way, this isn't ending. I've seen a Black History Week/month thing has started in BBC, and I only imagine that's because of America, and they really need to wind their necks in and not bother. Either they need to just do history.
Somebody thanked us for learning a new term with winding their neck in.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
I found that lovely. We're here to educate.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because America have done this Black History Month thing for fucking ages, and all of a sudden the BBC have started doing it this month, and I looked at it going,
why?
just teach history, and you don't need to color code it. Do you color code Asian history? Do you go, we're not going to bother with anything that happened in Asia until white people arrived, and then we have like a White History Month where it's just all about the rape of India. Although I would pay to see that. That'd be amazing. Well, August is White History Month, where we explain why the Pakis pick our tea.
How is Britain covering history within their own colonial?
I haven't looked at anything they've done for Black History Month, because I imagine it's all balls. Because it's like whenever they talk about Independence Days, and they go, there's no Independence Day for the UK because the rest of the world celebrate their freedom from the United Kingdom. You know, it's like Independence Day for America, for India, for Africa, for Australia. You know, it's fucking, well, Australia are still technically there. Give them time. But but yeah, it's just this whole idea that everybody's more or less been colonized by the UK at some point in their past. So I honestly don't know. And at the same time, having looked at some shite coming up between TV programs yesterday for Black History Month, I couldn't help but notice how it was all seemed to be Africa/West Indies. I'm going, so Australian Aboriginals then don't count? Is there a reason they don't count? Are they still not human? What's the score there, BBC? Because I'm fairly certain they've been fucked over for longer than the Americans have. Why are we jumping on the American bandwagon? Please wind your neck in.
Yeah, I just was curious because when I think back to my school days, there wasn't a year in school where we didn't got slammed with what our ancestors have done in the years 1920 to 1940. So
it's March Panzer, when we all just drink. No, but yeah, it's so weird. Just why separate things out? Why not just teach history?
Because history is written by the victors, and victors don't like to be reminded of their faults.
Yes, but history is self-correcting
most of the time.
So, you know. Somebody was talking about it the other day. Was it like 2 days ago? Was Columbus Day or Indigenous Day?
It was Columbus Day recently.
Yeah.
And someone put a flag up.
It has the dual name in America because fuck only knows why. So it's either Columbus Day or Indigenous Day. And somebody went, I'm still celebrating Columbus Day, and they got a response on Facebook going, how do you celebrate that? Get lost in a supermarket looking for the spice aisle. And that's the fucking best thing ever. Oh, what a takedown. Swing and a miss, fucker.
I saw a picture on somewhere on the net Well, it's not Columbus Day. It's the day where some indigenous people helped a lost man on sea getting back home.
Yes, oh yeah, we'll help you. Before, because I imagine it's it's almost up on our half hour, so we'll probably have to go soon. But I've been reading the Lion Rampant Crusader rule book. Yes, Lion Rampant, the Crusades, which was written by Edinburgh University's History and Games Department, together with Dan Mersey, who wrote Lion Rampant. And I have to say, for people who have never done historic role-playing, who are keen on getting started in it, it's well worth picking up. If you have an interest in the Crusades, I think it's a must-buy. If you don't have an interest in the Crusades but are interested in historic wargaming, the book itself is fucking phenomenal. You ask your question while I lean back to grab it here, mate.
So, let me just get this straight. There's a history and games department?
There is now, because they explain this. So, I met the guy, I think actually, I met him, chatted to him, and then Justin got to interview him because he is the history man on Tabletop. But the Edinburgh University History Department professor, so Gianluca Raccani.
So what is this thing called?
It is Lion Rampant, the Crusader States. It only came out recently. It is about 3 times the size of Lion Rampant or any of the Osprey books. But it is it's fascinating because it is you can tell the author, and it was a professor plus his students working together with the games department of Edinburgh University and stuff to put this together. The history is very concise. It's very, if I was to try and sum up the 200 years of the Crusade period that they're trying to put into this book, all 150 pages would have more or less been that, and you wouldn't have actually had any book. But you hit a point where it gives you a very concise, brief history of the Crusades, and you get this sort of, this happened, followed by this happened, followed by this happened, and then this happened, brackets. In fact, here's an example. Indeed, the expansion and consolidation of the Crusader states in the first decades of the 12th century was also made possible by the fragmentation of the Muslim Syria, bracket, see Syrian Principalities Army List, and Scenario 3, close brackets. And it's like that, where the history is told in a very accessible way for people who aren't in historical gaming. And they've also tied it back into the scenarios and the army lists they've made. So you get this comprehensive, I mean, it is a narrow focus as far as a game supplement goes. I've seen narrower. I mean, Soldiers of God is a great system for gamers, but it's got 2 lists. It's got the Crusaders and the Muslims. This has like 12 lists based on various Franks and Bizzies and Muslims and Turks and Seljuks and fucking everything. And the scenarios are the same. But if you've played any war games and you've always thought, I'd like to do a historic game, this book is 20 quid. Get this book. Even if you don't use the Lion Rampant rules.
Now, I was just about to ask. So they're basically saying this book is as a historical reference,
as a historical
dive in first jump off point, more than enough.
Yeah, for gamers wanting to get into it. If you've already got a background in gaming, you'll know whenever they talk about heavy infantry, medium infantry, light infantry, mounted troops, you'll know what those are, so you can probably extrapolate them to another system or make up your own rules. The scenarios are historically based from the beginning of the Crusader states all the way through to, I think, the retaking of Jerusalem. Hatton's in there as well. So it even has that sort of book feel where it started off as a meeting between Gianluca and some gamers and some people at a local game store, including Dan Mersey, and Dan presented like a little discussion about what line rampant was, and then it was a couple of years later, after what he'd said and what the guys at Edinburgh University had used to base a couple of scenarios that they took to conventions around, that they got back in contact with Dan and decided to do this. But if I take this, and if I take this is Dragon Rampant, but the Line Rampant book is the same. So
that's a rather thin book.
so Line Rampant is the rule set, which is this, and then this is just the Crusader states where they're going, this is how we can gamify history and combine learning. We make learning fun, essentially. I fucking been blown away by it. It's really, really well done. He contacted us the other day through Facebook going, I could send you a copy of my book. And it's like, I've already got your book, mate. I've been waiting for it since you fucking told me it was coming. I've had it on pre-order since last year. Can't. Glad it's finally arrived.
So, what is that link of the researchers at Large Hadron Collider?
Where are we? Who? Large Hadron Collider.
Some weird link in the chat. You
should definitely click on that, because I foresee nothing bad happening with the Large Hadron Collider. I almost said Large Hadron Collider. That would have been terrible.
That would have been a much better name.
Collider.
Researchers are confident to make contact with parallel universe in days. Why would you want to do that? It's 2020.
No, they'll definitely do anything in 2020.
They're all going mental. The Egyptians are opening 25 unopened sarcophagus.
As Steve's asked, I will very quickly run through the army lists. Western Crusaders, Italian Maritime Republics, Frankish settlers, Christian military orders, pilgrims, marauders, Muslim principalities of Syria and Anatolia, assassins, Fatimid Egypt, Saladin the Ayyubids and Mamluks, the Mongols, Byzantines and Armenians. Those are your 12 army lists.
So a basic yes.
it covers 1099 to 1291. So a little snapshot of the Crusader area.
Does it say 1099 on the book?
It says 1097, but the first 2 years is fuck all. A crusade is announced and some peasants get massacred.
3 people make themselves away.
Yeah, Peter the Hermit arrives with 10,000 people. They all get butchered, and he goes and fucking hides in Antioch until the rest of the crusade arrive in 1099. What a cunt. Yeah, so I will say, if you are looking to put these on your shelf, it is about 7mm shorter than the other. But can I? Yeah, I know you can see that. Yeah.
There's a gap.
So there's a gap. They haven't made it the same width. I don't know if Osprey made them do it slightly shorter, so it doesn't quite fit along with all the rest of my Osprey books. You fucks, of which I have many. There are many up there
because it's special.
Definitely. So I need to put this back in order. 13 goes there, because if they go out of order, I'll fucking cry. I will say, if you're into the Crusades, Warren should probably buy. If Warren bought this, he might stop calling Aker, which would do me.
Don't you dare go.
I assume that's come up in a documentary he's seen. They've referred to it as Acker. I've never in my life called it Acker, and I can't. I'll always call it. Even if somebody comes up to me and go, "It is Acker," you're going, "Yeah, but it was Aker whenever I was a kid." So that's what it stays.
Don't go down that route trying to correct people on pronouncing anything.
No, you're better not. Jem hates you, by the way.
Yeah.
He'll never forget what you said to him in Historicon. There's Saracens raiding a village. Just saying.
Also, it's Stuck and Landsknecht. Now, people, this is the time, this is the day. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Jerry, for being here, spreading joy, love, and beer.
Sturm Tiger! When you want to kill everybody and reduce the buildings. I know they sometimes say kill everybody but leave the building standing, but the Sturmtiger does not do that thing. I would like a 200mm shell, please, that's rocket propelled. Fuck you all.
And
sorry, you were saying?
Don't give anything back. What? I need my hat because
lay waste to the world.
You were saying?
I was saying, have you got much brain matter beige on stuff there, Hazy boy?
Brain matter beige. Let's see. Open his skull and see what's in it. Is there brain matter beige? Is there?
Just so you know, people who like to skip things, there'll be a 30-minute long interview with Leo about Darkest Dungeon on the Weekender. So that'll be fun.
Did he say anything about miniatures?
Yes, because I asked.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
He said no.
I thought so.
But
fuck.
But he did say, because they listen to people. If people aren't aware, Darkest Dungeon is one of those computer games what the kids play. He said there wouldn't be a miniature only pledge, but if a ton of people asked them about it, then they may reconsider, because if it generates that much interest, it would be worth their while. But
so
it's not worth their while spreading it out.
I need to create a lot of fake Kickstarter accounts now to get comments in.
Everybody backs at £1. You hassle the shit out of them until they give you a pledge for miniatures only, and then you cancel all the rest and close them down.
Like you do.
Yeah.
So again, thank you everybody for being here. Jerry, I hope we will see each other tomorrow in Discord. Or maybe not, because it's your day off. And don't forget, tomorrow, official, how did you phrase it? Town hall meeting in the Discord.
Yeah, I
on
think
OTT.
Been watching too much American Biden and Trump stuff at the moment, where they're having town halls. Because we have town halls and there's never any fucking meetings in them.
Not really.
Occasionally you'll get like a choir, like a fucking dodgy group of old bins who can't carry a fucking note. Anyway, yeah, there'll be some sort of thing where you can ask them questions about Whaling Games, and if this means whenever you're looking for the Weekender that it will sometimes arrive 5 months late after 3 emails, you can ask them those questions tomorrow and that.
And maybe expect an answer. With that, I bid you good night.
Till
next week. Bye.